Hey guys, um, this one's gonna be a little, um, not really so much focused on changes, mostly because there haven't really been any. Um, Real quick, one thing I wanted to mention that I forgot to mention last week, um, I've had pains, like, in my armpit area, like right here where it connects your arm to your rest of your torso. And upwards of like here as well. Like whenever I would move my arm or whatever, it was just like shooting pains. Like holy shit, it hurt so bad. I couldn't move my left arm there for a day or two because I hurt so bad. So I figured it was just a fluke. And then like a day or two later, my right arm started doing the same thing. I thought, oh well. So I talked to my trans brother. Um, I think I mentioned he's 7 or 8 years on T. So he's either been through it, done it, or seen it. So um, he's an invaluable resource for me for sure. But um, anyway, I was talking to him about it, and he said that it's most likely muscles separating and allowing my chest to, not really my chest, but my shoulders to widen even more than they already are. So, if you see me looking off to the side and, you know, saying, hey, don't do that, we have a new addition to the family. Come here. This guy is now the bane of our existence. He's not nearly as, I don't know if you saw him or not. Maybe. Yeah. Anyway, he's not nearly as cute as he thinks he is. He's got my pants now. Hold on. Shit. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on in this house now. And it's a constant game of don't do that or stop or don't eat that. God, forgot what it's like having a kitten in the house. Anyway, so I have to make sure that he's not getting into anything while I'm, doing my video. He's playing with something he probably doesn't need to be playing with, but he's fine. So, anyway, we have Thanksgiving in 3 days. Yeah, about 3 days. And I don't know if it's the season, the holiday in general, but I've been really reflective the past couple days. The last week, probably, but definitely the past 2 or 3 days. I realize how lucky I am, not only to be able to transition the way that I was meant to transition. I have an amazing woman beside me who is there literally every step of the way. She goes to doctor's appointments with me. She shoots me in the ass once a week. That's no secret as to how much she really enjoys that part. But it's probably her favorite part of all this. But I think I mentioned, if not my last video, the one before. She gets excited about new changes. She's constantly pointing stuff out, or hey, did you know this was here, or hey, where did all this hair come from, or last night we were sitting on the couch and I kind of had her knees in a bear hug, and she's looking at me, she's like, where the hell did those muscles come from? Like, what? I just looked at you yesterday. Where did these come from? So like I said, she's amazing and is constantly showing me things that I'm not necessarily missing, but I don't see them because it's me. Like it's like looking at the same thing all day, every day. You're not going to notice any changes. We see each other every day, of course, but I'm at work and she's at work, and occasionally we have the day off together, And that's when she really notices, changes, because we haven't really had time to, spend any quality time together, I guess. So anyway, she's amazing and wonderful, and there's no way I would be able to do this without her by my side. I cannot wait to make her my wife and the mother of my children, and it's gonna be an amazing life, and I don't know what I'd do without her. So there's that. I'm also beyond grateful to have the amount of friends and a little bit of family who are not only supportive, but they'll text me, or they'll send me a message on Facebook, or they'll message on or comment on my videos. Hey, how you doing? Your voice sounds great. I've noticed this change, or I've noticed this change, or whatever. And just truly checking in and checking up on me and finding out how I'm really doing. And for those of you who are wondering but haven't asked that question, I'm fan-fucking-tastic. Like, I told a buddy of mine, we've been friends for 15 years almost. God, Steph, how crazy is that? Anyway, so we've been friends for a long time. And she checked in with me the other day, to make sure I'm doing okay or whatever, and I told her, I said, I should have done this a long time ago. I never should have, backed down. I never should have let the people that were in my life at the time tell me that this was not the road that they wanted to go down, so I shouldn't go down that road if I wanted to keep them in my life. I realize now how messed up that was on their part for doing it, and my part for letting it happen and not sticking to my guns. But I've got the opportunity now, and I'm taking it, and I am beyond elated to be living the life that I'm living now. As far as work goes, I do have a job. It's not an ideal job. It's certainly not the best job in the world, but it helps us get the bills paid. It helps us feed our 2 rugrats. We have the new kitten, and then we've got the snake. So we have a few extra mouths to feed. Yeah, my gratitude is endless when it comes to all my friends and family for sticking through and going through all this with me. I feel like I could pick up the phone and call any one of you at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, because I'm having a bad night, and all of you would answer the phone. A couple of you because you work nights, a couple more of you because you have children who don't know when bedtime is, and for various reasons. But I know if I needed you, you would all be there, and that's beyond incredible. I'm thinking back over New Year's and the resolutions that I set, one of which was no speeding tickets in 2014, and so far I haven't had any in a year and a half, so there's wood. I'm knocking on it. The other one was something to the effect of become comfortable in my own skin. And I didn't realize at the time that that's where this would go, or this is where that would go. As far as transitioning, I had no idea in January that in November I would be sounding like Batman and, looking for the slightest change of anything that was going on in my life. From a physical aspect to a whole lot of other aspects in general. But I'm also thankful and grateful that I finally figured out how to get my gender marker changed on my birth certificate. I contacted Lambda Legal several months ago, and asked them, what the process was and, all that. And they sent me an email a couple days later. And at the time, I was more concerned with if I could rather than how I could do it. And so I just kind of scrolled through that email without really paying attention to what it actually said, aside from, hey, Texas will do it. So, luckily, I saved the email, and so I went back and was cleaning out my inbox. Actually, I wasn't even looking for that email. I was just cleaning out my inbox, and there it was. So I clicked on it, and I read through it to make sure that it didn't have anything in there that I absolutely needed. And so I'm actually reading this email, and I'm like, holy freaking shit. It tells me in the thing how to get all this done. So I've been stressing and freaking out and all kinds of crazy shit for no reason. Like, God, I'm such a dumbass sometimes. Anyway, all of that to say, it's as simple as this. I get my name changed first and foremost. Once my name change is done, I go get a passport with the incorrect gender on it. From there, I get a letter from my doctor saying, hey, he's transgendered, change his letter from F to M on his passport. He's got this medical condition, blah, blah, blah. That's all I have to have. Take that up there, have them change my gender marker on my passport, and then use my passport and another affidavit from my doctor to get my gender marker changed on my birth certificate. It's that freaking easy. Hopefully. It should be. I won't have to pay anything to get my letters from my doctor, obviously. Total cost on everything, it's $110 for a new passport, $135. Yeah, it's $135 for a new passport, $110 to renew. So yeah, I'm looking at $135 for the passport, and then $37 for the birth certificate amendment, which I'm going to do my name change and my gender marker amendment at the same time. So I'll only have to pay that $37 once. And then the name change is $300. So for less than $500, I'm legally male. How freaking ridiculous is that? It's also very exciting. So I'm elated. So again, I'm living the life right now, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Like I said, I should have done this a long time ago. It's been stressful at times. Not knowing what to expect, or the changes are taking slower than I had wanted them to, and shit happens. This is definitely one of those things where there's not a general, oh well, in 3 months on T you'll do this, or 6 months on T and this will happen. There's not a set guideline. Everybody's different. Everybody is different. So if you're out there and you're watching these videos thinking this guy's a moron, you're probably right. But it just takes time. There's still some female stuff that I'm dealing with that I'm so ready for it to be over with. But at the same time, every time I open my mouth, I can hear my voice here. I can feel it. It's freaking ridiculous. So, anyway, keep your head up, keep your chin up, and do not let anybody talk you out of that if this is what you decide that you want to do. Because I'm almost 30 years old. I first came out as trans when I was 20, and I'll be 28 in March, so that's 7.5 years that I could have been I could be fully transitioned by now, with full mountain man beard and everything, and I'm not, because I let somebody talk me out of it. So, stick to your guns. It's definitely worth the wait. It's worth the patience. But if you really feel that this is the way that you are, and this is what you need to do, then stick to it. So on that note, I'm gonna go chase a kitten because he's getting into something he doesn't need to be getting into yet again. I wish all of you a very, very happy Thanksgiving, and I will talk to you next week.